Okay, so I'm here to tell you about covertutils and a library of Python packages that I've developed for creating buglers. Any kind of bugler, any bugler that's network oriented, but not only network oriented, like any bugler. So, the whole setup. Haven't talked in a conference. It's my first talk, and so stuff. I have no idea how long the whole thing is going to take. I have no idea. Just guess 45 minutes. So that's it. I want to answer any ethical stuff. I mean, if you're a bad guy, good for you, or bad for you, whatever. I'm making this because it's my research and I like it. There's a thing here about what's a rat, what's a backdoor, what's a cell, DLP, what's anti-DLP mechanism. We don't care here. Everything here is a word. It's an interchangeable terminology. Whatever, anything goes. So, the about section. Don't write it. Operator equals is my nick. I use it in GitHub. I use it in Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but I have a handle anyway. I'm Greek. I got a blog. That's what I like the most from this homepage. It's the Spirosky blog. Those three things drive my life all the time since 8. I've worked in a shop. That was a great experience for me. It's not really that the stock job is good, but it made me think of things that I couldn't do that as a red teamer or penetration tester. So I've been at cybersecurity for a while, and I enjoyed it. It was good. It was good. So there are several trivia facts from me. No one cares actually, but there you can find them in videos too. So let's talk about factors. Why do we need more? There are plenty of stuff out there. They're all free, most of them free. They're pretty good solutions that are paid solutions, like Beacon and basically Beacon proxy. So why do we need more? So why do we need to code more buglers anyway? We have Interpreter and Fire. And Fire is a Windows killer. We have several rats written in Python, like my library whole thing. So why reinvent the wheel? We have Puppy Rat. We have things that I don't know myself. So you may know something, you can name it. So why things do we need more? And let's see, functionality-wise, we can do things. I mean, a lot of things. We can run commands, transfer files. We could do pivot. We can get in the network from outside if we have a compromised machine inside. We can do logging, persistence, screen sharing. If we have a mobile application that has been rapid, that we can see through the camera or through the microphone, hear through the microphone, all those things. So yeah, why do we need more? So why bother coding and spending time on that? The thing is that connection-wise, we're pretty limited. We get, most of the time it's a TCP thing, reverse or bind TCP thing. Reverse is most of the time the favorite one. Reverse HTTP, reverse HTTPS, and basically that's it. There are some things like Beacon has DNS, it's Beacon Spain. Puppy Rat has a way to implement new communications. But who uses Puppy Rat? I use it, I like it a lot. But who uses it? So we need more buglers because this thing happens. If we are in a corporate environment, we have proxies that pretty much block the HTTPS and HTTPS because proxies also use HTTPS and decrypt HTTPS and see inside the packets, the HTTP packets. So they can detect them better. They do. You won't get a shellback. Most of the time you won't get a shellback from a corporate environment that's well made. So, if we're a red teamer and we do everything correctly, like bypass the email gateway, that's not simple task. Get a phishing exit up running. Okay, so the secretary wants to lose weight, whatever. So clicks the link, downloads the file, runs it, then the virus doesn't pick it. Doesn't pick it. It's wholly new. We did it in a way really good. And we felt connecting back. We felt connecting back because someone is watching, and even if we connect back, the SOC analyst will watch us. So here, you can see the SOC analyst, the guy, Nicholson guy, and that's an interpreter. That's a request from an interpreter, that's a beacon request from an interpreter, and that's a response. That's pretty bogus. I've been in the SOC for a while, and if I could see business blanca, let's say, squid log, I'd totally call someone. Totally call someone. That's bogus. Do something with the host. That's my PM. I think. So, yeah, we'll get cut. It's the best one word in corporate environments. It starts getting old. When the users use HTTPS and they stop working, anyway, and there are backdoors. And so there are signatures for the backdoors. Like bytewise signatures, things like the user agent interpreter. Interpreter had a static user agent for a while, old version of it. And if you see the user agent, you are 1000% sure that's an interpreter. They did this mistake. And behavioral backdoors, that's better. Beacon packets that have jitter. An interpreter will connect back and have a beacon to ask for a command for every about 1 second or something. 1 second without any jitter. I mean, 1 second, and after the 1 second, another second, a packet in second. That's a behavior. We can find it. We can see that. We have timestamps for all packets, for all loads. We can see that. We can detect it. Behavioral analytics tools do that. So, if we're gonna do something, let's do it good, correct. So what do we want? We want backdoors that are resistant to signatures. Any kind of signatures, like bytewise signatures for IPS and proxies and that, and for behavioral analytics tools. So we want that, but instead we're gonna make a scheme that creates backdoors. And instead of that, because we're writing the meta train, we're going to create a library for creating schemes for creating backdoors. So let's see, what do we want? Not now, next time. It's a development project, and it's a big development project. We're going to model the whole backdoor thing. What's a backdoor? If we want to code something, we have to know every ingredient of it. So it's going to take a while. Let's see what a backdoor is, and let's disassemble it. Let's take it to its basic parts, components. By disassembling, by no means I mean registers and memory segments. By no means. Those are things that I like them, but they're not for the whole thing. So, what's a backdoor? It's an agent, a handler, commands, and communication channel. Every time, that's it. Communication channel, commands, handler, and agent. Those 4 things will make a backdoor. So, here we are. We can find here, that's great. So, here we have the handler who is doing stuff, is commanding the agent here. Communication channels are those rows here. And this command with the response is the sysinfo. If you use an interpreter, you'll know that you'll identify the output. It's sysinfo, a command that shows the information about the system that's compromised. So, what kind of thing is an agent? Is a thing, a program that supports encryption, custom commands. We'll talk later about all those. Communication channels, pivoting, and staging. Staging is a great idea about sending an agent that's not that big, because we have some size limits, who knows? Mailing, probably. We're going to mail a little executable that downloads the main executable, the main agent. And for the other side, we have the handlers, the agent's best friends, that they have to be completely compatible. So we've got to develop both of them. Here a parenthesis. Those guys are hard to develop, are hard to model and develop and do everything well. But that's why they're so tempting to develop, because they're hard. And many people are trying to make things like buggers, like rats, and they're succeeding, for sure, but those guys implement the same things all the time, over and over. And by doing that, they don't spend enough time implementing features. Who has implemented pivoting? Interpreter has, but it's an old project. Updating has pivoting, and I'm not sure. Anyway, so pivoting is a thing that could be implemented better, even implemented better, if we didn't spend time implementing encryption all the time. So avoiding the parsing errors with those parentheses, and go on. So we got those guys, and what are they talking about? So we have to say about what they're talking about and how they do that. And here are custom commands. They're talking about things. They have some special symbols they talk about for abstraction probably. So there's probably matrix that makes it like if I tell you to find Swedes, do that. Okay. If I tell you mimikatz the word, just hashes around the whole mimikatz thing, invoke it, whatever, and give me a hashes. Okay. If I say milk, kill yourself. So that's a matrix that does all those things, and it's extendable. We can do it whatever. If it's extendable in the code, if the interpreter was extendable, and we could develop things, if it was easy to read and understand, we could make this matrix a lot better. So the model when working about the custom commands is like this. But the other thing is, there's a problem. Nuke doesn't work. And we did pass it again. So, the thing that makes the custom commands working is the communication channel. Communication channels are everything. Everything that gets data, come and go, is a communication channel. And it's not only network oriented. It could be local. Files are communication channels. And not in a traditional way. Let's see. Backdoor. This backdoor is a rootkit. There are several of those implemented in GitHub. You can find some of those. So, if we echo in this device, we can get rooted. Because there is some rootkit running and listening to this device. This device is a communication channel. It's not a network, but it is. So, there are covert channels now. This is a packet. This is a TCP packet. We have a IP header. It's about like so. And the rest of it is a TCP header. That's a regular one. And the guy, the shock analyst, is watching it and can't see a thing, but there is a thing. There are some things that are covert, and there are a lot. So this is a local covert channel. You see, small bits are transferring the message, this message. And that's a covert channel, it's a local one. So they're everywhere, and the DLP thing, it's pretty much used. So, communication channels, summing up, they affect how they talk, the agents and handlers, but they can affect what they say. Because if we make an abstraction and get HTTP or DNS or whatever protocol, network protocol, and the privilege bits from the previous slide, a big abstraction, it kind of works. We don't care about the communication channel, we're just passing binary data. So, the covertutils. Seb from South Park, the great guy, I love his quotes. He called it on me and then died about 8, I think. He died, yeah. A great guy. So it's an open source project hosted in GitHub. The documentation is open in read the docs. You can install it, and there are no imports outside the buildings, the Python buildings. That's for things like Cython or PySpark installer, PyXet to work flawlessly. So why to do that? We need some library for buggers. There isn't any. So we need some. And I can try it. What else? We need something more than that reverse discipline and reverse SLT, because we can't get cell from those in corporate environments. It's not that easy. It can be done probably, but it's not that easy. So, concepts. Now there's some terminology in the whole library to make you familiar with that, because there are plenty of examples for that. Messages. Message is something that the agent has to say to the handler, or the handler to the agent, and be both understood. It's not exactly what's going to travel as a byte thing, as a byte stream, or as the data itself, as the raw data, but it's the meaning. The meaning is the message. What's to be told? So the ID is a Unix command, and that's the response. Those are both messages. Streams, data and context. A string is the thing that wraps the message and gives it some context. And it shows the agent or the handler how to consume that message. There are plenty of implementation-specific details here about OTP and how it's implemented without making signatures on that. But some other time, it's too much information for that. So streams like that. I like this slide. There's a shell code stream, passing shell code to be executed in the architecture here. Shell commands, and agent control stream. That those are commands, not shell commands, but commands that control the agent itself, not the host that the agent is on. The agent itself, like nuke. Nuke kills the agent, not the host. So, chunks. Chunk is the last thing from this trio, and it's chunk is something that gets created by getting parts of the message. Most of the time, it has side limitations on most protocols. If you wanna do steganography and such things, it's a part of the talk later on. We have size limitations, so the chunks are things that will assemble a message. So this command, it's about ASLR. ASLR is a feature on Linux. So what happens is, if we do that, we can get a response about if it's enabled or not, or semi-enabled, but that's none of our business now. So the whole command is this one, but the chunk of command is this one, and it's chunk per 5 bytes. Exactly, those are null bytes here. So here's the thing. I have no idea how to name API things. I have no idea. I'm completely bad at it. I'll show you plenty of examples. So the orchestrators is a name I came up with for doing those things. Getting the message and string tuple and getting its chunks, and the chunks back to message and strings. And the chunks, those things, are the things that are going to be transferred through the communication channel. So those are the orchestrators. The thing is here. That's basically how it's going to work. We have Vito Corleone that's going to tell the agent ID, run it as a solo CMD, run it as a command. So ID is going to travel through the cell CMD stream to get consumed here, that's code, to get consumed as a cell command. Basically, this one can be open to read actually the message, but who cares, you get the point. What's going to be transferred is this one. This one is encrypted. It's compressed, first of all. It's compressed as a message. Encrypted, and then chunked. And then tagged with the strings. So those here are going to travel. The next orchestrator is going to get them and assemble the message back. Get it to the correct stream and pass it to the agent. So what they do, they handle encryption, they also handle chunking, they handle compression, they handle package steganography if you want to do things like inject 5 bytes in the 4 bytes in the TCP sequence number field. That's the guy that's going to do that, those things. And they also handle the strip tagging of the chunks. Next thing, How I managed to make the communication channels a model to get them in the library? Well, I did it. I didn't care actually, because I want the whole library to be agnostic. We don't care about the communication channel. It could be anything, like TCP could be TCP, like here, TCP. We only need wrapper functions, send and receive. I send raw bytes and I receive something, waiting, blocking function call, that's going to get bytes back to me. That's TCP. Those are wrappers for TCP. Let's see. If we have just wrappers, there's no limitation. We can do pretty much everything. That's the cow spec. You could imagine. If we get a butterfly and flap the wings of the butterfly for every byte in a way, for every byte, and this is going to get sent. If sending data means flapping about the butterfly, and a hurricane here can show us how many times the butterfly flapped the wings. So you see, that's no internet protocol. That's not in the TCP stuff. It's not. So, but we can do that if we have a butterfly and a hurricane packages, but who cares? I'm going to write those. So we can do everything here. Is it possible to send data to paste it and we get it? Of course. Post it to Instagram for the comment. Tweet it, like covertutils. That's by now means a name that's going to be suspect. No? And we can do pretty much everything. Rendering it as hex characters to an image, and now share it back. And we get the image or post it on Facebook or whatever. If we get wrappers for this, we can also do this. Bluetooth package, anything? Bluetooth package. Wi-Fi beacon frames. SSID field has plenty of bytes there. We can do things with the SSID. If we don't care about the location of the compromised host, if the compromised host was at the door, I could control it remotely. Not really internet remotely, but remotely. So I could use this, and no one could understand that. GSM, it's a great thing. GSM will escape any DLP mechanism anytime. No one has thought of that. So, TCP. So implement wrappers, and it's gonna be in the great different one. Just wrappers and behaviors. Now, I talked earlier about the behaviors, the analytic things that see behaviors of hosts and see the requests per second, requests to the same host for a while, jitter, all that. So we get a model behaviors, and that's a great thing here. We got a model behaviors that most of the time look like human behaviors. So we have the derivative or beaconing. That's typically the HTTP SL behavior. That is the agent that's asking constantly for commands. Any commands? No. Any commands? No. Any commands? Yes. I got one. And tell me, who am I in this host? And run that who am I message in the self-CLD stream. Okay, you're a bit of a learner. Any commands was? No. Here, the interrogator is this one, the agent. And it's constantly asking. The handler never starts a conversation. Never, you see. There's another behavior, a response only, the silent one, where the agent is silent unless asked. If we ask it in a way about the command, and let's say that the command response is used, it can feed here. That's what's going to happen. So, what mine is so simply, but the Peter Corleone response is too much for this. That's 7 bytes. Let's say the buffer of 7 bytes. Here, the agent never starts a conversation. So we can simply say that those two behaviors are complementary. This is the behavior that web cell backers have. They're silent unless in a special way. So, next. and the handler objects. Tell you about how bad I'm naming things. Handler is this guy. But also there are handler objects. And handler objects are used for both this guy and this guy. And that's bad naming, it's nothing else. It's bad naming, I am the player. I'll probably make the covertutils 2 and break all the compatibility and make this again better. But for now it's handler objects. So, handler, agent, but to implement this, all this, we need a handler object. Clear. Handler object models the behavior we saw earlier, gets an orchestrator, gets the wrappers too. It's agnostic, but it uses the wrappers to communicate. So, there's an API for the handler objects. Callbacks like in JavaScript. I'm not fond of JavaScript, but that's a good thing. Handlers. If I get a message, the message body of this one is going to run. If I get a message in a string, and the message in the string are the parameters wrapping the body, so I can implement freely here. Instead, if string is self-cmd, execute the message, or if it is append, I can also arbitrarily say strings. If it is append, append it to this file, to this log, anything. A chunk, if I get a chunk, that's not the whole message, but just the message, message part, then run this button. If the chunk is the last chunk to create a message, run this button, and then run this. And the not recognized thing is that if I get something that I can recognize, probably through button creation or gibberish or whatever, just run this thing. And sending methods. Send, but name it, or all the way but name it. I could rename the whole presentation actually. Send that call. Send something here and now. That's the thing. QSend. Plan it for sending, but not actually send it. Do that as a part of the callback. That's for response only. I get a message, I send something. And the preferred send, that's the magic here. That's also badly named. That uses this or this, depending on the behavior that we want to have. And it does this automatically. We don't care. We just say preferred send and that. So, what do we need to make a backdoor? We need, for the handler side, we need something to write. I want to write ls, and the thing that's going to get the ls is that rectangle here. The thing that prepares things is the orchestrator. It's the thing that's going to compress it or encrypt it with some key or something, and pass it to this object here that's going to do the communication thing. That's also agnostic. And it's somehow going to do it. And you see here we need something that's going to take back the byte from the channel. We don't care about the channel. Did I mention that? We don't care about the channel. And get the bytes back to a good thing to find and like a message and string, like things that we can consume, and then get to that sheet that's going to execute it, consume it, whatever. So if you can closely see, we'll have the same parts here. And the same parts here are handlers and orchestrators. So that's why a handler and an agent both need a handler object and an orchestrator object, each. And they have to be compatible, that's the next thing. And if we furtherly go and find out that the cell object, that's the input, the user input thing, there are things implemented cells, actually prompts, and payload. And those are objects that know how to consume messages given the string. So, I've developed all one. So we have cells, implementation, subcells. The orchestration subpackage has many orchestrator object classes to choose, handlers and handler implementations. and payloads for Linux, Windows, generic, work both. And that's the basic idea. And I hate UML, I do develop though. So as I hate UML, I'll do that with figures. So cell that's a string, that's a message. And that's the tuple, the programming tuple. It gets the handler talks with the orchestrator, makes it chunks, sends it in some way, receives it in an arbitrary way too, talks to the orchestrator back, retrieves the message, executes. So executes, gets the response, make it a tuple, get it to the handler talks with the orchestrator returns chunks, the encrypted compressed chunks, get it to the handler sends across, and okay. We get a response from the cell stream, that's Vito Corleone, his name. Let's get it. We're gonna make here and now, like an example of coding, code slides follow. So, we're gonna make a TCP bind cell, that's the simple cell. The agent just binds the port, listens. We connect to that, set commands, get responses. Through TCP, a single TCP connection, no beacon, no nothing. So, many examples like HTTP, ICP are located here. There are programming examples and there is enough documentation. Enough is anyway. I believe that's enough because I know the whole package by heart. Anyway, let's make the usage. I mean, we run handler. We need the IP to connect, the port to connect, and the passphrase for the encryption. Every pair of agent and handler has a passphrase for the encryption. So the encryption is not standard. It's an OTP mechanism. That too. So there's no repeated sequences. There's nothing like that. It's entropy like 100% for infinite data. So, and we can also run the agent like that. Here, networking, no covertutils code. We get sockets. We get the address thing. We make a socket. We bind to that address, and we listen. And the handler part connects to this place, and we accept the connection, and we have the socket of the handler, and we have the socket of ourselves, and let's continue. Wrappers for the connection. That happens to be TCP for simplicity. So we get a receiver. That's just the socket received. We got a sender. That's just the socket sent. And now, orchestrator. We need a simple orchestrator in both sides. We need those two to be perfectly compatible. Perfectly compatible will mean the lengths are the same. The tag lengths. Tag is the thing that signifies the string. The tag length is the same 2 bytes. And one of those has to be reversed just for the OTP mechanism to work. That's an implementation specific thing. So, that's the orchestration step. We have one more step, a handler step. We make a handler. This guy here is going to do the whole work. It's already implemented, hence it's in the input subpackage. But here, we're going to extend the base handler. Base handler will do nothing if we get a packet that's not recognized. Nothing if it gets a packet that's unsigned. That's a chunk. And nothing if it gets a whole message. Why nothing? And we're gonna instantiate this one. Using the receive wrapper, the send wrapper, and the orchestrator from the previous slide here. Same thing here. It's exactly the same. That's base handler is used to make this one too. But the implementation is back here. So, the last thing, the reason the handler did nothing in all cases is the standard cell. The standard cell is the prompt, is the thing that's gonna get the input from the computer. And this class, this family of classes, does the following. Gets all callbacks and uses them, traps them, and runs instead. So it's gonna print messages correctly whenever they are passed. It's gonna do everything by itself. So, cell, get a handler here, start a cell, and we got a cell. And if we write something here, it's gonna work. So, what's already implemented? We can make native systems for both Linux and Windows. That's using PyInstaller, for example, or Cython, and with a main function. We can do staging. Staging is a nice thing, because staging is not passing binary data only. We pass Python code, and we can do that directly from GitHub. So GitHub, if we have a next generation firewall, for example, that's a common thing for corporate environments, has a very high, how is that called? It has a very high reputation score on all engines. So if you download something from GitHub, it's not a bad thing for sure. It could be anything. So we can connect that directly to GitHub and get the covertutils code from there, and just execute the script to the compromised host, and the script is going to download the library automatically and run it directly in the memory. So no device will look at files. Custom extensions can be created because there is a staging API too, badly named as well. I try to be consistent here. Direct access Python objects while running the backlog. And the last thing, there is a thing called covertutils. That what does is aggregating handlers and making a wrap, actually, that's going to execute commands to all or some agent of objects in the wild we have already compromised. So that's a full suite, but lacks people, because it needs time, and I don't have time. And I also need time to research for that thing. It's a great thing to implement, but it's difficult. So I gotta have to do some research, some homework for it. So it won't run under Python 3, and that's almost what I did on purpose, because Python 2 is the standard, Python 3 is not. Macs do not have Python 3 by default. I want to have Macs. So I need to write some more documentation, and there are plenty of typos there, you'll be overwhelmed. And port some things. Empire is great at doing stuff, interpreter too, and I'm not. This thing isn't. So I gotta port some things. And occasionally port the whole library to C++, but who got enough time? So that's basically the whole thing. But thank you for your tolerance, first of all. I did some questions here, because you have to completely kill this project right now. Give a question. Sure. You need the microphone. You'll get one. Suppose.
Hello, I'm Cristiano Stasa. I'm a senior integration engineer.
Great.
I want to know how can you make not to see the process running in memory?
I don't do that. Well, I only care about network or non-network stuff. There are plenty of ways to do that. In Python, it's tricky. I don't care about it, actually. If you're making a rootkit, you can get some features from here and get a rootkit, and it's going to be automatically hidden. But
But you can see the bash itself.
Yeah, you can see everything using just the PS. You can see everything.
This is the most important thing, not to see it running.
Sure, in a host. But here we didn't talk about host analysis. For sure, if I get to a host, I'll see the process. Unless you code it in a way I won't see it. But I don't care about this. I care about networking, any kind of networking. And the networking is crucial because If I find you in a network way, if I see firewall log from this host, I'll go to this host and do some checks. But if I don't see this, if I don't see a log for some reason, I won't see the host. Personally, I won't do the keys. I didn't do the task list. So if you have an antivirus won't catch it for a good while.
Okay, so let me ask the next question.
Sure.
How can you make it run after reboot?
Persistence. I don't do that either. Because I don't care about the host. If you can code something and make a pull request, I'll get it. But the whole thing here is network-wise, generally communication-wise thing. The host is something that you have to take care of.
Hello. What about the size of your binary?
That's a good question. But a pain generally, this is a pain because we're writing Python. So, there are some things I can show you. I have some binaries. The thing is that I'm not sure I can show you, but I'll try. Because I want to try. That. Oh. Here we go. Okay. Can you read a lot? Can you read this? If I can spell it. Okay. I can wait. So, the binaries. For a Windows scene, the binary could be about 4 megs. Because it's statically compiling the file inside. And that's part thing. Also, the Papirat does too. And works. I mean, it's a standard when writing Python. Sometimes I'll get a form of Python, but I'll make it slimmer. But this needs time. Don't have. For Linux, there are some great cases. The bad thing is that Python makes a binary about 20 megs, so that's no. Another thing is that a Cypher binary will be about 100 kilos, a Cypher binary, and it's going to run Linux for sure. And the third thing is that all Linux systems have Python installed, so you can make a one-liner that's about this big, and enter. Paste and enter. And you're going to get a cell that's encrypted or chunked, whatever, everything. And you can do that even with staging. So this one-liner that's going to be encrypted by itself, the one-liner, it's fileless. It's going to get to the GitHub or wherever you want and get the whole Python code, get it back, load it into memory, and work by itself. It doesn't need the library by itself. It's going to get it from GitHub or your repo, or not your GitHub repo, your repo, your machine, your local, anywhere. So the Windows is 4.5 megs, and the Linux could be one-liner, most of them. So if you have a router you want to own, you can do just by pasting. Question? You can run Windows commands for sure. You can, if you make an agent with this framework, the agent will run under Windows for sure, because you can make a PyInstaller executable and run it, and the antivirus won't catch it yet. Who knows? But it will run, and you'll get the cell. And this cell will be a Windows cell or any custom thing you'll make using the staging API. You can make things by yourself, or even run cell code, paste and go. Get to the exploit DB, copy the cell code, get it there, paste, works. It does this. So it runs under Windows for sure, tested. Windows 10 tested for sure, works, got cells. Question? Oh, multiple questions. Great, great sir.
Okay, how many vectors can you do this? Like, what's the limit?
About the scheme thing and how many things you can compose. Compose because you can make TCP, UDP beaconing ones. UDP byte commands, DNS, ICMP, SNMP, things that I haven't even thought about. If you have an idea, just go get it. Make some breakers for the communication channel. It's gonna work. You'll get a cell with the same plugins I have in my repo. It's gonna work. Okay, but the network protocols and all of that stuff, none of my business. I have implemented ACDP, TCP, UDP, reverse UDP. That's pretty much it. But you can make your own. And those examples are in the documentation and the repo. You can find them. No problem.
So we only have time for one more question. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm
Oh.
sure John would love to take some off stage. Right, John?
That's really bad. That's really bad because I have so many more things.
You have so many more things?
Yeah, I would actually do some.
Okay, let's do those then.
Really? Okay, so I got some more. And the more is this thing, ICMP keys. That would be to justify myself. We have an ICMP backdoor. The ICMP backdoor is the backdoor that makes the data travel through the ICMP layer 7. Layer 4 is ICMP, but the layer 7 application layer is all data made by us, the covertutils. In this particular example, I just kept the packet spoofer, crafter, it's better, the more polite crafter. But it can work only with covertutils, for sure. Testing too. That's demo. Can you read this? Wait. That's the cell. That's a TCP down. Here you will see packets flowing. Okay, we'll stand here and see some things. You can see that if you see actually the ping, regular ping, it's going to have the same ID all over, and the sequence is going to change sequentially, as it's a sequence. So here we have 4 requests, echo requests, and 4 responses. The data is all gibberish, but no one checks it. If it's a IP tables thing or no one checks it. If you have a firewall like it's next to the firewall, you'll probably get an alert here. But it's not for sure. It's not for sure. Here, if we omitted this one, we couldn't even see the data. And the next thing is a big one. That's MPG. So if we omitted this flag, we could see this without the data. So it's completely harmless. It's like pinging this host. But this is, we've got the users from that, from those packets. Else, this is a presentation by itself, so you can completely. So done. No, you want. Done. And the last thing is here. Mm-hmm. So, any more questions or closing? I'd love some more questions.
Let's have time for the one, so let's pick one.
If there's a girl.
Okay, cool. So something that really caught my attention was using Wi-Fi beaconing. Does that refer to the beaconing frame or
beacon frames? Well, beacon behavior is the thing that starts asking for commands. Beacon frames are the frames that the router sends to advertise itself. So, completely different things. In a beacon frame itself, you can use steganography. You can actually use this thing that's not this thing that's implemented, all of it, to get some data in the SSID and make some listener listen to it. And no one will notice. No one. Assured, because the data will most probably be not printable. So the Mac will probably want so the beacon frames as a network. So you will get command execution and a covert channel without anyone noticing. That's the thing, that's a covert channel. So you can do anything, you can do also beacon frames.
Yeah, that's good.
Really?
Yeah. I never heard of that before, and I heard of GCAP and a lot of covered protocols.
Oh, thank you.